Ladies and gentlemen, we are inching up on day 18 of the protests in Iran, across Iran, and the revolution of the Iranian people against their horribly oppressive government, the Islamic regime. I'm Tal the Traveling Clat, your sweet Zionist prince, and let me give you more of an inside look at what's going on. This clip, it's not graphic, it just may distress you because it is a lot of trauma this person just endured. This is a message from inside of Iran, this man who managed to escape.
الان رسیدم ترکیه بازا بدبختی اصلا حال رویم خوب نیست همه رو دارم میکشن بچه‌ها رو همه رو دارم میکشن فقط کمک خارجی رسیدن همه شاهزاده رو صدا میزنن خارشونه بگوید هر کی غیر از این صدا میزنه شاهزاده نیستش که شاهزاده سمبل آزادیه اصلا کاری به اسم شاهزاده نداره مردم دوباره ناجی هست برادر میکشن بیرحمانه دارن چراغا رو خاموش کردن هر کاری دلشون میخواد دارن میکنن من پروازم کنسل شده بود از پروازهای خارجی تهران به خارج از ایران خارجی همه کنسل شده و بدبختی یه پرواز ایرانی پیدا کردم حالا روی مثلا خوب نیست فقط کمک خارجی من تا الان تا ایران نباشید نمیفهمید وضعیت چطوری ترامپه هر کی هست فقط کمک خارجی چشم امید بچه ها همه به شما هست بخیلی خارج از ایرانه من یه قطرم توی اقیانوس فقط میتونم رسانه ها بهتون بگم جهنم رو دیدم تو ایران این چند روز جهنم رو دیدم گناه داریم خیلی گناه داریم حقمون نیست فقط کمک خارجی چجوری میشه ما کمک بگیریم نمیدونم چطوری میتونیم وقتی کمک بگیریم کوه دارن غرقم میکنن تو سر سینه شلیک مستقیم بیرحمانه دارن میکشن همه رو
I'm sorry, I need a second. Literally, as this clip was playing for you guys right now, I was getting photos from some of my sources of... Guys, it's been rough, I'm not going to lie. It's been just over 2 weeks of just receiving the most brutal footage in my phone every day. So bad. It's so bad. These people are living through literal hell. Through hell. They are... I need to explain to you, I'm not sure if you guys understand the severity of this. The Islamic regime has almost no support in Iran. They are literally outsourcing to Arab militias. It's like the second colonization of Iran is taking place in front of our very eyes. They are inviting these Arabized groups from Yemen, from Iraq, from Syria, like ISIS-style fighters, to come and massacre their own people. So on the streets, the reporting I'm getting from these terrified people, they're not even speaking to them in Farsi. They can't even understand these militants on the ground. They're Arab invaders who are coming and murdering them, akin to what children in Israel felt on October 7th. People coming in from a different place, speaking a different language, yelling Allahu Akbar, coming to slaughter them.
هیچ کس حتی را حتی فکرش هم نمیکنه حتی تو تصورات خودش هم نمیبینه که امروز تو ایران چه اتفاقی داره میفته هزار نفر آدم کشته شدن دوستا رفیقا تمام عزیزان ما کشته شدن تو ایران فقط صدای ما باشید بهتره صدای ما دنیا بشنوه اگر توی چند روز آینده اتفاقی نیفته همه ایران قتل عام میشن همه ایران قتل عام میشن. به خدا نمیخوام اغراق کنم ولی واقعا وضعیت وحشتناک و خفقانه. فقط باید از بیرون کمک بشه. اینجا هیچ اتفاقی نمیده، با دست خالی هیچی نمیشه، باید از بیرون کمک بشه. اسلام وحشتناکی رخ داده، به چشم دیدیم تو خیابونامون، در خونه هامون آدم بوده در خونه کشته، دختر 17 ساله 18 ساله 16 ساله در خونه کشته شده. نمیتونم الان واقعا اسم بگم، چون واقعا امروز اگر مثلا تلفن من شنود بشه یا هر اتفاقی بیفته، ما آمارا رو دارن جمع میکنن، برگشتیم به 100 سال قبل، ما آمارا دارن جمع، اینترنت قطع، وضعیت وحشتناک و واقعا غیر قابل توصیفی توی ایران هست. اگر صدای منو میتونید پخش کنید تو شبکه‌های تو واقعا پخش کنید، تو واقعا داره جنایت جنگی، جنایت علیه به قول گفتنی بشریت توی ایران اتفاق میفته. میگن 12,000 نفر، نمیدونم 10,000 نفر، بیزن شوخی در برابر چیزهایی که ما به چشم نمیشه اصلا گفت که چه جنایتی دارن تو ایران میکنن. همتون رو دوست دارم، عاشق همتونم، امیدوارم.
I'm sorry, I have a hard time. You know, I've just been so involved in this fight for the last couple weeks and advocating, and it feels very personal. I'm literally in an hour about to head out to a protest here in Israel to show support, a solidarity rally. It's just, I have no words for how deeply I feel for these people and for what they're going through.
Americans woke up this morning and they saw that you said help is on the way.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Well, there's a lot of help on the way, and in different forms, including economic help from our standpoint, and not going to help Iran very much. And, you know, we put Iran out of business with their nuclear capacity, and now, depending on what's actually happening, nobody's been able to give us accurate numbers about how many people they've killed.
Well, on that
but
point,
it looks
Mr.
like
President,
it could be a pretty substantial number, and that's going to be a lot of problems for them.
a lot of problems. On that point, you did say the U.S. would get involved if Iran started killing protesters.
Yeah.
They have,
Yeah.
by the many thousands, according to reports.
Well, we'll see what that is. I've heard two numbers, but we'll see what that is.
Well, now we're hearing that they're going to start hanging protesters tomorrow. So it comes back to the question, have they crossed your red line, or has the line moved?
I haven't heard about the hanging. If they hang them, you're going to see some things that I don't know what where you come from and what your thought process is, but you'll perhaps be very happy.
What do you mean by that?
We will take very strong action. If they do such a thing, we will take very strong action.
And this strong action you're talking about, what's the end game?
The end game is to win. I like winning.
How do you define that in Iran?
Well, let's define it in Venezuela. Let's define it with al-Baghdadi. He was wiped out. Let's define it with Soleimani. And let's define it in Iran, where he wiped out their Iran nuclear threat in a period of about 15 minutes once the B-2s got there. And that was a complete obliteration, as it turns out, which is what I said initially. Then some questioned it, and they said, you know, Trump was right. So we've been right about everything. We don't want to see what's happening in Iran happen. And, you know, if they want to have protests, that's one thing. When they start killing thousands of people, and now you're telling me about hanging, we'll see how that works out for them. It's not going to work out good.
So Trump has, like we reported on yesterday, backed away from this idea of negotiations now with Iran, and we're looking at just military action. I will say that all reports I'm seeing as of today, every single one is pointing towards, military bases being evacuated, and just like all the stuff that we saw right before the first Israeli attack on Iran. Or the U.S. attack on Iran. I'm not really sure the specifics. I'm still trying to kind of gauge and piece together exactly what's going on, but definitely something is heating up, and definitely America is planning something. I have to also say, like, fucking big shout out to Tommy Robinson, huh? Tommy Robinson just doing the most, like, with the coverage, bro. Fucking shout out to Tommy, bro. He's been non-stop coverage. It's been really fucking cool to see. Tommy's really stepped up to the plate. Like, fucking shout out to Tommy Robinson, man. Here's a clip of Hanania Naftali, Bibi Netanyahu's former spokesperson, I believe. I don't remember exactly what his role was. He's a big pro-Israel influencer, speaking to Reza Pahlavi.
Hi, Naftali. I'm an Israeli, and what I learned in Persian, the first sentence is Manyak Israeli Hastam, Vamana Shege Mardumech Hastam. Now, I wanted to ask you, Your Highness, what does the future look like for Israelis and Iranians?
Well, it depends on whether or not Iran can be freed of the current regime that has nothing to do with Iran or Iranians, and therefore is not representative of a nation that has stood for centuries. And as you know, the relationship that Iran has, or Persia, as it used to be called, with rebuild the temples here and free the Jewish slaves. So it's truly a biblical relationship. And now that we are in the 21st century, the potential for a bright future and close ties and cooperation and true friendship and true partnership is, of course, quite doable. We just hope that we can liberate ourselves first from the current regime that is anti-Iranian, that is anti-Jewish, anti-Israeli, anti-life. When you say L'chaim, that means to life.
Amen.
We celebrate life. They celebrate martyrdom and death. That's the difference.
Thank you. We love the Iranian people, and thank you for coming.
It's a new day.
Amen.
I feel like it's the beginning of a new day for our relationships, and we can put behind us all the old fashions and superstitions and prejudices. I really, really see that we are starting a new era with young people, all of us together. We're all the same. We're going to be together in the future. Jews, Muslims, Israelis, Iranians. I really think we have more in common than we have differences.
My name is Hanania Naftali. I'm an Israeli.
I love it. Very beautiful message by the Shah. We know this. You know, this is no new information. The Shah is very much pro-Israel and very much going to, Reza Pahlavi is going to be very much working together with Israel and the United States of America. Wow. So this is protesters attacking the Islamic Republic's TV stations. So they're even attacking the TV stations now, which is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Breaking. Here's some more breaking news from President Donald Trump. Let's take a look.
And by the way, to all Iranian patriots, keep protesting, take over your institutions if possible, and save the name of the killers and the abusers that are abusing you. You're being very badly abused. If the numbers are right now, I hear 5 different sets of numbers. I hear numbers. Look, 1 death is too much. But I hear much lower numbers, and then I hear much higher numbers. But I say save their names because they'll pay a very big price. And I've canceled all meetings with the Iranian officials until the senseless killing of protesters stops. And by the way, to all Iranian patriots, keep protesting, take over your institutions if possible, and save the name of the killers and the abusers that are abusing you. You're being very badly abused. If the numbers are right now, I hear 5 different sets of numbers. I hear numbers.
This is true, by the way. Even me, who has been on this all day, every day, I would assume even more than the president. Because if you guys don't know, the president gets briefings on the most updated information. I genuinely don't know what to say the death count is. I'm going with the highest considering what we've seen, what's possible with this Islamic regime. So 12,000, this was as of last night. I think we're looking closer to 20 now. There's a lot of very reputable sources I know in the Iran sphere are quoting somewhere between 17 to 20,000, and even that they're saying is low. This would be one of the biggest massacres ever committed on a civilian population in one go at this speed. It's actually unbelievable. Based on the IRGC's own report, they say 12,000, so it probably means it's a lot higher than that, which is fucking terrifying. Terrifying. God, I'm so annoyed that we even have to look at this fucking bitch's face again, but here's her probably going to be apologizing for the IRGC.
So many people, oh my gosh, you won't believe what these radicals are doing. And of course, it just seems to be that whenever Bibi Netanyahu's around the corner, like, hey, I want that piece of land, suddenly our media starts telling us, hey, you wouldn't believe how free these people are trying to get in Iran. These people are really, woo, we need to free the Iranians. Oh, they've been living in oppression. Bibi is over here like, ooh, land. Oh, no, really? It's about spreading democracy. Code word, that's military code word for dropping bombs and stealing a bunch of stuff. And so many.
What
people,
an autistic take. Like, what a fucking lack of brain cells kind of. This position isn't even slightly respectable anymore. And I think the only people who are parroting this shit are like literal retards. But it's like people in Candace Owens' circle, which is literal retards. This whole cop out of dropping bombs for democracy. The Iranian people hate Islam. They are fucking burning down mosques. They're converting to Christianity en masse. And you Christians in the West are going, fuck you! Fuck you, we don't give a shit! Just like we don't give a shit about the Christians in Lebanon. In Syria, go get fucked, bitches! Sorry, and I'm not trying to whitewash all Christians in the West, because I know many of you guys watch me, and I know many of you guys care. But this whole America First sort of Candace Owens, Nick Fuentes, Tucker Carlson sphere that's like, fuck them, let them die, fuck them. Yeah, they're Christians, they believe in Jesus, but fuck them, let them die. They're not white, so we don't give a fuck. Fuck you guys, you suck, you're pieces of garbage. You don't follow in the footsteps of Jesus, you don't even know what Christianity is. You guys are a bunch of sellouts.
من یه تماسی الان دریافت کردم از یکی از دوستام در ایران و خواهش می‌کنم، میدونم سخته برای هممون الان، ولی گوش بدین و فکر کنم باید هر جور شد اینو انتشار بدیم، یا اینو یا هر پیامی از ایران میاد یه کاری بکنیم.
آخر پیام بدی بگید بده چرا مذاکره بکنه، قرارداد برنده هر کاری میکنه بکنه. تو رو خدا
چجوری الان به ما زنگ زدی؟
آزاد شد، یه 10 دقیقه پیش آزاد شد، میتونیم اون برو زنگ بزنیم.
ببین وضعیت چطوره؟ تو حالت خودت خوبی؟
خیلی داغونه، خیلی داغونه. الان تو اینترنشنال ما داریم میبینیم نشون میده 2%.
2%؟
2%. ببین این چیزی که داره نشون میده 2%.
خیلی بدتر از اینه.
خیلی بدتره. ببین تو روز اول بیشتر از کشته داریم، تو روز دوم خب خیلی 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 داغونه. کلی فیلم دارم نمیتونم، میخواستم بیام ترکیه اما گویا دارم میگردن گوشی‌ها رو. خیلی خیلی رفته بالا. تو رو خدا هیچی نمیخوایم، فقط بهش آزاده پیام بدید، بگید حتی شده. ببین حرف من نیست، کل ایران الان همینو میخواد، کسایی که میان بیرون.
الو
ببین نگاه کن چی دارم میگم، اینجا حرف میزنی برای تایم قدیم.
ببین شنود نشه تلفنه.
مهم نیست. ببین تو یه تلفنی داری، خب اعلام کن، بخوای حتی شده به خود شاهزاده پیام بدی. ما هیچ مشکلی نداریم، الان تو بدبختی هیچ فرقی نمیکنه، اب نداره، بره وارد مذاکره بشه. اگر بخواد حتی باج بده، فقط یه کاری کنید اینا نباشه.
ببین تو نگران نباش، کمک در راهه. به مردم بگو تو در خبر نداری اینجا چه خبره، تو خبر نداری اینجا چه خبره، تو نمیدونی. گوش بده، تو نمیدونی توی اینجا چه خبره، نمیدونی مردم دنیا دارن براتون چیکار میکنن. کمکم داره میاد. قرار الان ببین هیچ نگران نباشین.
خدا پیچی به خود سر چهار راه با نفر در وای بیستن. خودم تک به تک افتادم با چونده کوچه به جون مامانم قسم تو نمیدونی چی چجوری میمونم.
ببین تحمل کنین، کمک تو راهه. سهیلا کمک در راهه. هیچ نگرانی که نمیدونم الان من غافلگیر شدم یا با این تماست. خب ببین من با این ببین من با این تماس غافلگیر شدم ولی کمک در راه همه ایرانی‌ها اینجا بسیج شدن مردم دنیا بسیج شدن همه دارن تلاش میکنن اتفاقات خوبی داره میفته
الان فقط این دفعه نشد به خدا میشین کار شما دیگه نمیتونیم حرف
تو خودت خوبی من یه تماسی الان دریافت کردم از یکی از
I'm having a really hard time with this stuff, man. I gotta be honest with you guys.
Business.
And then you have these fucking stupid fucking Candaces and all these fucking retards, all the pro-Palestine dummies. And they're going, it's all Zionist propaganda. It's all the Zionists. God, as if these people aren't giving up on fucking everything. And they're not even doing it just for us or for them. They're doing it for us. They're doing it for everyone. They're literally sacrificing their lives for the whole fucking planet.
You said to Iran this morning that help is on the way for protesters. What did you mean by that? What kind of help?
You're going to have to figure that one out. I'm sorry.
So many people have been killed in Iran.
Nobody's been able to give me an accurate number. I have heard numbers from everything's a lot. One is a lot. But I've heard numbers much lower and I've heard numbers much higher. We'll be knowing. We're probably going to find out over the next 24 hours. I think it's a lot. It's too many, whatever. Truck business went through the roof.
You said to Iran this morning that help is on.
I really, really, really fucking hope that he abides by his word. I really fucking hope that he abides by his word. I really do. You know what's funny? Tommy Robinson tweeted this AI video by the IRGC, and they made a follow-up to this AI video. So this is like they're covering, this is an AI video where they're covering a counter protest to the protests that is pro-IRGC. And it looks fake as shit. And then they made a video showing how it's not fake as shit, which looks fake as shit. It's actually hilarious. It'd be great if the Mossad agent helicopter arrived there in the middle. But he didn't that time around in that AI video. But next time would be great. Here we have another video directly from the horse's mouth, Ali Khomeini.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I think we're fucked. The Americans are not returning my calls anymore. I feel like Marjorie Taylor Greene. No one wants to talk to me anymore. If they want to drop bomb on me, that's fine. Just don't arrest me like Maduro. I don't want to share a jail cell with that Puff Daddy baby oil guy. Just drop the friggin' bomb already. I'm gonna be honest with you guys.
I don't know when did he get that voice? When did that happen? Oh my God, that's so funny. Also, yeah, we have two more clips to look at here. I believe Goldie Gamari went up against Piers Morgan's show yesterday. I'm trying to find the clip exactly because I don't have it open up here in my sources. But yeah, our friend Goldie Gamari, which we love, we're big fans of Goldie Gamari here. She went up against one of the Islamic regime's officials and like basically threatened him. She's gonna get him. So it's fucking queen, man. Let's take a look.
To show footage of the protests in Tehran against the rioters. And this is from the middle of the footage. This is Engelab Square. It goes from Imam Hussein Square to Azadi Square, from Engelab Square south to Imam Khomeini Square. That is millions of people. That is huge. Anyone can look on the map or use DeepSeek or some other AI app and check what sort of distance this is. This is a helicopter. But
right,
just a few hours ago...
Let's just stop you there, Professor O'May. Just to be clear, that's footage you've supplied. We've been unable to independently verify it, so it is what it is. Clearly, there are people, it seems from all the independent reports I've read, who are... OK, so Goldie, for example, one of our panelists is saying that footage is from 2020. So we don't know what you're showing us there. You accept that?
No, that's a dishonest take. That footage is very clear. This misinformation is being produced by the West. And the reporter who was on that helicopter, whose face is there, he came on television, showed the footage. I was at the protest. There were millions of people. What you are trying to do, just like you did during the Israeli regime's attack on Iran, is you are trying to help war. Because when the Israeli regime carried out that blitzkrieg attack, as we were negotiating with them, you invited me and started bad-mouthing Iran. Why? Because you and many others like you...
No, I didn't bad-mouth Iran. Sorry, just to be clear.
Oh, yes, you did.
Just to be clear. Hang on. Professor, just to be clear, I never bad-mouthed Iran. I bad-mouthed the Iranian regime, which I think is one of the most malevolent regimes in the world. That's not bad-mouthing the country of Iran or the Iranian people. Now, I want to bring in Goldie Gamari because she wants to directly challenge... she wants to directly challenge what you have said.
Oh, shit, this bitch getting scared. Yes,
you said
get him, Goldie!
One-on-one.
That's fine.
Your producer...
But you've accused her...
You did not allow me to continue.
Fine, but you have...
Your producer said...
Yes.
It's a one-on-one between you and me.
Yes.
You're escaping the debate.
Hang on, Goldie. Hang on, please. Don't all talk at once. Professor Morandi.
Get him, Goldie.
Goldie, please let me handle this.
I love Goldie so much.
Here's why I brought Goldie back into the conversation with you.
No, so you're being dishonest.
Because she says to us, have you watched that footage? It is actually not what you have said it is. Goldie, tell the professor what you believe that footage is.
That footage is from Qasem Soleimani's funeral in 2020. That is not footage from today. That is 100% propaganda. The Islamic regime, they are liars. They are murderers. They are thieves. I don't even know how he has access to the internet right now. The internet is shut off. The internet is shut off. Where is he communicating from?
Okay, now Pierce, I just want to remind you that your producer said this is a one-on-one.
Yeah.
And like on previous occasions, you do not abide by what you say you'll do.
Well, you made a statement. You made a statement and gave us footage, which one of our panelists has directly challenged.
But just to respond, in the General Qasem Soleimani's funeral, the bodies were on trucks, and there are no trucks in this crowd. And the crowd goes from Imam Hussein Square, which is to the top, towards the top. The crowd here goes all the way to Imam Hussein Square. The bodies never went there. The bodies the funeral procession began at the University of Tehran. So the path of the General Soleimani funeral and his companions was not towards Imam Hussein. And here, where are the trucks? Where is the funeral procession? Because it was not just him. There were a number of people who were murdered. Don't pretend. No one can pretend that the rallies yesterday, which took place across Iran, in Mashhad, in Tabriz, in Maran, in Esfahan.
The footage rally, all been debunked.
This Pierce, if you next, I won't come again on your show because every time you're dishonest.
You won't be able to come again on the show because when Iran is free, we're going to get you. You're going to go to jail.
No. To be fair, let me explain. Goldie, let me explain.
People on your hands right now.
Goldie, I will come back to Goldie and the panel in a moment. I'll go back to one-on-one.
Goldie, you're a fucking queen. Goldie, you are a fucking queen. We stand you. We stand you. We stand you, Goldie. I love it. She got him good. She got him real good there in that clip. Let's see if there's anything else here, or is this something we already watched?
Professor,
just one moment.
The best way to clear this up is to allow journalists to do their job freely in Iran, turn the internet back on, let everybody work out for themselves what is really happening. But when a regime shuts off the internet, what it's really doing is not trying to stop communication between protesters, it's trying to stop the truth about what it is doing in response being communicated to the world. And what it's doing is murdering thousands of Iranians who are protesting. They've admitted killing 2,000. Reports are that maybe as many as 12,000 or more. We're seeing footage here of body bags everywhere. And that is why the regime is turning off the internet. It's not out of some great altruistic, well, we just, don't want these people communicating. It's so that we can kill them and the rest of the world can't see what we're doing.
No, Pierce, that is an utterly dishonest take. The numbers are fabricated. The government has not given any numbers. And as I said,
2,000.
I'm talking, Pierce. You don't want me to talk.
Well, you said you're just wrong.
You are just like those journalists who are talking about weapons of mass destruction in Iraq and the incubators. And
well, I led the campaign against that, as you may remember.
Well, you've flipped.
I haven't flipped to anything. I try and deal in facts.
No, Pierce. We had rioters who burned people alive, who cut people's heads off, and it's the evidence.
And what has your regime done to the protesters?
The protesters, Pierce, the millions of people that came to the streets yesterday. Why did they come to the streets? It's because your narrative is nonsense.
Well, how many protesters have been killed?
Your narrative.
How many protesters have been killed?
I don't know the numbers.
You don't
know? I do know that roughly 100 officers of the law have been murdered.
So you know how many people you believe have been killed on the regime side, but you have no idea how many people the regime's killed. Interesting.
You don't want me to talk because you're afraid. Because you're afraid that I'm going to wreck your narrative. That's cowardly, Pierce.
I think what you're afraid of, you're
sentence.
Afraid of this uprising this time being the one that actually topples the regime that you prop up.
I don't like Piers Morgan. I think he's a piece of human garbage. But I will give him props for allowing Goldie and tricking that fucking bozo into having a conversation with Goldie because she just ripped him a new asshole. And I do give him a little bit of credit where credit is due. Just a little bit, not too much because he's a piece of garbage. For ripping into that guy a little bit, making him look like a fool. W. Piers Morgan, only once.
I saw the Shah the last time in Mexico, at Cuernavaca, Mexico. He was then in the last phases of terminal cancer, although he would never admit it or talk about his own problems at all. But he was quite thin and quite pale. But his head still as active and sharp as it had always been. He's a very intelligent, introspective man. And he said that what concerned him about the way he was treated by the United States was not that the United States was for him or against him, but was the uncertainty of the policy. He says there's nothing worse when you are confronted with revolutionary and rebel forces and uncertainty insofar as support is concerned. One day, for example, he said statements would come in public and private from Washington indicating total support and urging him to stand firm. The next day, there would be some story leaked from a high-level aide, printed all over the world and given particular credence in Tehran to the effect that lower-level or second-level people in the administration were meeting with Khomeini and others who were out to knock the Shah off or out, as the case might be. And then the next day, there would be a story to the effect that in the event that the Shah left Iran or was overthrown, the United States would be prepared to accept any government that the people chose. Well, he said all of this had the effect of encouraging his enemies and, of course, discouraging his own supporters. He said that was a mistake. And I believe it was a mistake, too. As a matter of fact, what happened...
Sounds almost exactly like Joe Biden's government with Israel. No? Does it not sound almost exactly like how Joe Biden treated Israel after October 7th?
Under the Shah, I think could only be interpreted in that part of the world and other parts of the world as well, is that it is dangerous to be a friend of the United States, and it may pay to be an enemy. I think what we have to understand is that the Shah was the best friend of the United States in that area, in the whole Persian Gulf area, and it was Israel's only friend. The Shah, we must remember, in the 1973 war, furnished oil for our Mediterranean fleet when the other countries in the area had cut it off. And the Shah tied down the Iraqi forces by supporting the Kurds against the Iraqis so that they never got involved in the 73 war. And I know that the Shah, when he spoke in Mexico about what had happened, he could not understand why it was that among his critics in the American media, there were some of Jewish background, not all, but some who were among his most violent critics because they were liberals and they thought he was too reactionary and the rest. And he just couldn't understand that because he was the only friend that Israel had in that whole area of the world.
It sounds almost exactly like the way Joe Biden treated Israel after October 7th. Very insightful, horrific update here from Iran. I'm heartbroken from everything that we're seeing. And I'm going to continue to provide you guys as much coverage as we can. I may be doing a live stream, maybe already out. I'm not sure when this is going to be posted, but from the rally, make sure you check the channel to see the solidarity rally that we do from Israel to Iran. Love you guys a long time. Goodbye, Klats.
Have you struggled with repping your Zionism in style? Well, boy, do I have a solution for you. Head to thetravelingclat.com and become a sweet Zionist prince or princess today. Or maybe even let the world know you're a white colonizer with matching hat. Tell the comments section you were thrown out of 109 countries by joining the 109 Club with a matching hat. They say it was promised to you 2,000 years ago? Double down and grab a shirt that was promised to you 3,000 years ago with a matching hat. Ever dreamed of Zionizing like me? Do it with a matching hat, damn it! Show off your Iraqi pride by being someone's Baghdadi or showing them you were made in Iraq with a matching hat. It's time to laugh in the face of those who attack us, wear their hate with pride, and you become untouchable. TheTravelingClad.com. We got mugs, stickers, shirts, hoodies, and so much more. Go grab yourself something nice, Habibis and Habibtis. You deserve it. If you don't want to buy any merchandise, the best way to support me is by donating on Buy Me a Coffee, my PayPal, or becoming a member on my Patreon. Your support is very much needed and very much appreciated. Thank you.